Once upon a chilling night, in a small town nestled in the woods, there was a babysitter named Emily. She was known for her adventurous spirit and love for the eerie and mysterious. It was Halloween night, and Emily had been asked to babysit the children of the Johnson family while they attended a costume party in the neighborhood. As the Johnsons bid farewell, they warned Emily about the strange occurrences that had taken place in the old house. They mentioned doors creaking, shadows lurking, and unsettling whispers heard in the dead of night. Brushing off their tales as mere superstitions, Emily assured them that she would handle everything. After the Johnsons left, Emily was left alone with the children, Lily and Timmy. They were dressed as a ghost and a vampire, and their excitement filled the air. They carved pumpkins and sang Halloween songs. The atmosphere seemed normal, and the eerie tales of the house were soon forgotten. As the night wore on, Emily put the children to bed, tucking them in and promising them sweet dreams. She decided to watch some TV downstairs while waiting for the Johnsons to return. But as she flipped through the channels, she couldn't shake off the feeling that someone or something was watching her from the dark corners of the living room. Attempting to distract herself, she decided to explore the house. As she walked down the dimly lit hallway, the flickering lights cast eerie shadows on the walls. The house seemed to come alive with strange noises, causing her heart to race. In the children's room, she heard soft giggles and whispers that sent chills down her spine. She dismissed it as her imagination running wild. But then, the giggles turned into unsettling laughter that seemed to come from all directions. Determined to prove her bravery, Emily decided to venture into the basement, where the family had warned her never to go. The creaky wooden steps seemed to protest her every move, as if trying to keep her away. But Emily pressed on, drawn to the unknown. As she descended into the darkness, she felt a cold breeze sweep past her, carrying an ominous message. Suddenly, the basement door slammed shut behind her, trapping her in the abyss. Panic gripped her as she fumbled for a way out. In the darkness, Emily's flashlight revealed something horrifying. A message scrawled on the wall in blood. Red letters. "Get out before it's too late." Her heart pounding, she turned to flee, but the door refused to budge. Terrified and desperate, she heard a haunting melody fill the air. The same lullaby she had sung to the children earlier. It grew louder and more sinister with each passing second. With a burst of adrenaline, Emily managed to force open the door and ran upstairs. The eerie melody followed her, as if chasing her through the house. She grabbed the phone to call the Johnsons, but to her horror, the line was dead. Feeling trapped and helpless, Emily took the children and locked themselves in the bathroom, hoping to wait out the night until the Johnsons returned. But the haunting melody grew louder, reverberating through the walls. As the clock struck midnight, the bathroom door began to rattle violently. Emily held the children close, fear gripping their hearts. The door finally burst open, and a ghastly figure emerged. The ghost of a former resident who had died tragically in the house. With a spine-chilling shriek, the ghost vanished into thin air, leaving behind an eerie silence. The house returned to its stillness, as if nothing had happened. At the break of dawn, the Johnsons returned, finding Emily pale and shaken. She recounted the night's horrors, but they assured her that no such events had ever occurred in their home. Despite their reassurances, Emily never babysat at the Johnsons' house again. The memory of that terrifying Halloween night haunted her forever. She knew that some mysteries were best left unsolved, and some houses were better left unexplored. And so, the tale of Emily's babysitting horror spread through the town, chilling the hearts of those who dared to listen. The house on Halloween night remained an enigma, leaving everyone to wonder what secrets it held within its walls. And as for Emily, she had learned a valuable lesson, that not all tales were mere superstitions, and some fears were all too real. It was a stormy evening when I arrived at the Johnsons' house to babysit their 2 young children. The house had an eerie aura, and I felt a sense of unease from the moment I stepped inside. I brushed it off as typical babysitter jitters and convinced myself it was just the thunder outside playing tricks on my mind. As the night wore on, I started to notice odd things happening around the house. Toys moved on their own, and faint whispers echoed through the hallways. I attributed it to my imagination, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right. The kids seemed unfazed, happily playing as if nothing strange was happening. Around midnight, the house fell eerily silent. I checked on the children, only to find them sound asleep in their beds. I headed back downstairs when I noticed a dim, flickering light coming from the basement. Fear gnawed at me, but curiosity got the better of me, and I followed the haunting glow. Descending into the darkness, I discovered a hidden room in the basement. The walls were adorned with mysterious symbols, and an ominous presence lingered in the air. Trembling, I reached for the light switch, but nothing happened. The darkness seemed to engulf me, and that's when I heard a gut-wrenching growl from the shadows. Before my eyes, a sinister figure materialized, a demon with fiery red eyes and a malevolent grin. My heart pounded in my chest as it spoke in a guttural voice, mocking my fear. It reveled in my terror, and I knew I was in the presence of something beyond comprehension. Terrified and desperate to protect the children, I ran upstairs to grab my phone. But the demon seemed to be everywhere at once, taunting me with every step. The house became a labyrinth of fear, and I realized I was trapped in a nightmarish game with the malevolent entity. As the night wore on, the demon's sinister agenda became clear. It sought to claim the souls of the innocent children as its own. I had to act fast. With all my strength, I mustered the courage to confront the demon head on, armed only with my will to protect the children. In a terrifying battle between good and evil, I fought the demon with every ounce of strength I had. The air crackled with malevolence as I recited ancient prayers, attempting to banish the entity back to the depths of darkness. The struggle was intense, and I feared for my life and the children's. In the end, the demon vanished, leaving behind a chilling silence. The house returned to normal as if nothing had happened. I rushed to check on the children, and thankfully they were safe and sound. But the scars of that night remain with me to this day. So, there you have it, my horrifying experience of babysitting a demon. I never thought something like this could happen to me, but that night forever changed my perception of the supernatural. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, remember to trust your instincts and be prepared for the unknown. It was a Friday night, and I had taken up a babysitting gig to earn some extra cash. The Williams family needed someone to look after their 2 kids, Ashley and Jason. They seemed like sweet children, and the parents assured me it would be an easy night. Little did I know that I was about to embark on a harrowing journey I would never forget. As we pulled into the McDonald's parking lot, the kids were ecstatic. It was their favorite place, and I could see why. The golden arches shimmered invitingly under the moonlight. The children rushed inside, their laughter filling the air. I watched over them as they played, enjoying their meal and the playground. As the clock struck midnight, the restaurant emptied, and we were the only ones left. The mood shifted, and an eerie silence settled over the once lively playground. I felt a chill crawl down my spine, but I brushed it off as exhaustion and the late hour. That's when strange things began to happen. The lights flickered, and the animatronic figures in the corner seemed to move on their own. Ashley and Jason claimed they heard whispers, but when I investigated, there was no one around. I tried to reassure them, but the fear in their eyes was undeniable. As the night wore on, Jason suddenly disappeared from my sight. Panic washed over me, and I frantically searched every corner of the restaurant. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. My heart pounded in my chest, and I knew something was terribly wrong. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, I saw a shadowy figure lurking in the darkness. A pair of glowing eyes stared back at me, and a sinister grin spread across its face. Fear paralyzed me as I realized I was not alone. Something malevolent was preying on us, and it wanted us trapped in this McDonald's nightmare forever. In a race against time, I had to find Jason and escape the clutches of this malevolent entity. The restaurant's layout seemed to change, and I stumbled through a maze of horrors with the haunting laughter of the entity echoing in my ears. As I finally found Jason, he was under the hypnotic trance of the malevolent entity. Desperate to break its grip, I confronted the sinister figure. The battle for our lives unfolded in a terrifying spectacle of darkness and despair as I fought to protect the innocent souls entrapped in this McDonald's midnight madness. With a final, harrowing stand, I managed to banish the malevolent entity, and the restaurant returned to its normal state. But the scars of that night would never truly fade. As the sun rose, I knew this experience had changed me forever. So there you have it, my haunting experience at McDonald's Midnight Madness. If you ever find yourself at an empty McDonald's after midnight, beware. The spirits of the past might awaken, seeking to draw you into a nightmarish world you can't escape. If you enjoyed these spine-chilling stories, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. And if you have your own scary babysitting or McDonald's experiences, share them in the comments below. And as always, subscribe to my channel for more terrifying tales like this. Until next time, stay safe and beware of the unknown.